What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Redriveraviation. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day today, and today we have a very exciting release reaction for you guys. I really hope you guys are excited for today's video, and without any further delay, let's go ahead and get started. Today we have a massive release reaction store. Really excited for this, and I'm very excited to see what we have in today's release reaction. So without any further delay, let's go ahead and get started. I believe we'll be starting right here with some InFlight, so let's go ahead and take a look. We'll also have some Hobby Masters, so let's see what we got going. Beginning right here with the InFlight, so we have a Pan Am Boeing 727-200. This is a 235 variant, November 4738 in the experimental scheme. So really cool to see that. Of course, they had the big billboard titles there for a while, but not that blue line with it, I believe. So really cool to see the experimental livery getting some recognition here in 1-200, and that'll be a really good model right there. So looking fantastic. And then we have some Hobby Masters as well. Beginning right here with the Grease Hennig, something like that. Air Force F-16D variant Fighting Falcon. This is a Verica 346 with two AGM-88 missiles. Very cool to see this. A very cool livery on this one. It looks really good. Greece's Air Force is probably pretty cool, so very cool to see this right here. Then we're going to have an Egyptian Air Force MiG-17F Frisco. This is a 1973 edition. Another very unique model, especially with the livery. The pattern's really distinctive, so very cool to see that as well. And we also have a Paradisus, I don't even know, but it's a F5E Tiger II 60th anniversary 2024 scheme. So going a little bit into the future here, definitely a really nice looking scheme. I think that looks really cool and very unique in various ways. So very cool to see that. Now we have a Malaysia TUDM F-18D Hornet 2017 20th anniversary scheme. Another really cool one. I really like the gray, black, and red mesh here. I think it looks really nice. So a really nice job here by Hobby Master for representing this. Fantastic. Some really good releases so far. These have been very good. U.S. Marines F-18D Hornet UMFA 122 Crusaders. Very cool to see this from May 2016. Just like the previous one, another really cool D variant aircraft with the blue tail and then the gray fuselage. Also cool to see the missiles there as well. So another fantastic release right there. In a German Air Force Tornado IDS Jarbo G33 Luftwaffe sorry, it's kind of, there's some big words there, but another cool looking aircraft right here. It looks fantastic, and that will be another really nice one there for Hobby Master. And then we have a Germany, New Mexico Tornado IDS. This is going to be a Holloman Air Force base from May 2014. Very distinctive tail right there. That looks really cool. I think they did a really good job combining all the elements there. So very cool tail, and that is a very, very unique one. Very distinctive. Very cool. We're also going to have a Russian Air Force Su-30SM flanker. Very cool to see this from 2018. The Su-30 is a very unique aircraft, so very cool to see this aircraft getting released right here in 1-72. And a Singapore Air Force RSAF F-16, another D variant right here, Fighting Falcon 425. Looks like this was a really cool lasso here from Luke Air Force Base of 2018. Looks like it was either a real aircraft or a model and some interesting lighting. Looks like it was sunlight, so pretty interesting, but I'm thinking that might be a real life picture, although I have no idea. But certainly a unique angle at the very least, and it looks pretty cool. So fantastic release right there as well. Sorry if my microphone was a little bit low. Let me see if I can tilt that up a little bit. There we go. Perfect. And now we have a Singapore Air Force RAF F-16D Fighting Falcon 145 Squadron, the Exercise Hotshot 2014 edition. Very cool tail. Kind of looks like it has a Hornet there on the tail, so that looks really cool. So a very nice aircraft right there in various ways. Very nice. And now we have a Singapore Air Force RASF F-16, another D variant. They are doing a bunch of Fighting Falcons here for the 145 Squadron Darwin. Very cool to see this one as well. I think it's a really good looking aircraft. A little bit simpler compared to the previous offerings, but you got to have some of those to round out a well-balanced military release, in my opinion. So looking very good there. And in China Naval Air Force PLA J11BHG Flanker 2023, another tongue twister there, but this is another simple offering as well, although it serves a very good purpose, and a newer edition of the J11 there for China. So very cool. And now we have our 1-48 offerings, beginning right here with the RAF Hawker Hurricane MKLA FLT George Burgess number 69 Squadron Millennium 1941. Bunch to go into detail there, but very cool to see this aircraft as well. Another very distinctive pattern like the previous camo one we saw, that second aircraft, forgetting what it was, but very cool to see this, and this should be another really good aircraft there for Hobbymaster. Expecting a second one most likely. Correct. Now we have the Hurricane Hawker number 33 Squadron of Greece for 1941. So another Greece offering right here. Very cool to see that. I think the blue looks really unique with the tail. You know, personally, I think the camo is a little bit more, you know, obviously common, but the blue is definitely a nice spin off there. So looking very nice. Not really spin off, but a different edition, I should say. And that will do it for Hobbymaster this month. So very well diverse, rounded set here. Some really good planes, a bunch of F-16D variants. So that's very cool to see. And a bunch of really cool liveries here. So certainly something here for everybody. And I think they did a really good job on this release. And also that Pan Am 727 is another really good offering right there. So a really good release right there. That was fantastic. Our next setup is going to be a JC Wing set, so back into the civil realms we go. So let's take a look at what we have here for JC Wing, starting in 1-200. We're going to begin with the United Airlines Boeing 767-200 November 608 Uniform Alpha in the Tulip Battleship Gray livery. Very cool to see this aircraft. I'm not sure how many times it's been done in 1-200, if it has, but certainly very exciting to see this aircraft, as it looks like a really nice one. It should be a really good aircraft on offer for any Battleship Gray collectors, so looking very good. A bunch of Battleship Gray love lately. We had the 727-A319 that InFlight did. Now JC Wing's doing the 767-200. I think the 747 SP might have been done a couple months ago in 200 as well. So really cool to see all these Battleship Gray airplanes. We're also going to get Air France Concorde, Foxtrot Bravo, Victor, Foxtrot Delta. Really great looking aircraft. The Concorde speaks for itself. What a unique aircraft it was in aviation history. And now we're going to get another 1-200 rendition here from JC Wing. So fantastic to see that. We're going to have an Iran Air Boeing 747-200. This is Echo Papa India Alpha Hotel. If I'm not mistaken, InFlight just announced this too, so I'm not sure if this was coincidental or not. Very possible, but certainly cool to see JC Wings' version coming out looking really sharp. That looks like a very nice airplane, so very nicely done there. Pretty unique mold there for JC Wings 1-200. They don't use it too often, so very cool to see that. And a FedEx Boeing 777 Freighter November 883 Foxtrot Delta in the Panda Express livery. So very cool livery. Of course, I think the MD-11 one's a little bit more, you know, they're both pretty well known, but I think the MD-11's a little bit more distinctive. Although I think this 777's also a fantastic offering. So really cool. You got the Panda up here on the front with a really great purpose here in the livery. So thank you, FedEx, for representing that. And here we have Air New Zealand Boeing 777-300ER. This is Zulu Kilo Oscar Kilo Mike. Very good looking aircraft. The engines really stand out. I'm not sure if they're typically like that or if that's just on this aircraft, but this is a very unique looking aircraft, and it looks really good, even though it's a pretty standard livery, but those engines really grab my attention. So looking good there. I believe those are normally either black or white on the normal livery, although I could be wrong, but this gray, I don't think I would be noticing it as much if it wasn't standard. So very cool regardless. British Airways Express Bombardier -8 Q300 Landor livery, Gulf Bravo Romeo Yankee Juliet, a very unique aircraft right here. I guess they did operate these probably, I would assume, in the late 90s into the early 2000s here, but certainly cool to see the -8 Q300, excuse me, getting some recognition here. So that'll be another great aircraft on offer. Here we have the flaps down ANA on upon Boeing 737-700 Juliet Alpha 02 Alpha November. Great looking aircraft right here. This one also comes with the aviation tag and it also has flaps down. Good looking aircraft right here. This should be a really great aircraft and a bunch of diverse elements going into making that what it is. So it looks like JC Wing is really getting on top of doing the skin tags with their models. I think it's a really great way for collectors to really engage with the models. So I really like that effort, you know, Aviation 200 and also now JC Wings really going into detail on that, so that's really cool. There might be one other brand that's really popular with that. We're also going to have the normal iteration right here, so fantastic to see that as well. Love the livery. Next, we have a Canadian Airlines Airbus A320 Charlie Foxtrot November Victor Victor. The Canadian Airlines livery I thought was always really unique, so very cool to see it here on the Airbus A320. Although I think more heavies get done for Canadian Airlines here in the 1-400, 1-200 scales, so it's certainly really cool to see some recognition here from narrow bodies as well. Next up, we have a flaps down North Atlantic Airways Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner. This is Lima November Foxtrot November Bravo. Norse is a really cool airline, so it's really cool to see that they're getting a aircraft here in 1-200. So we had the flaps down and the flaps up to complement it. So ultimately a very good release right there, and I think that'll be a hot seller for sure. So nicely done there by JC Wings. We also had the Peach Aviation Airbus A321 Neo, Juliet Alpha 902 Papa. Very cool to see Peach after getting the 1-400 A320 as a surprise model from mom a couple Christmases ago. This is a good looking aircraft. I'm sure it's a pretty nice one, so cool to see Peach getting the newer Airbus aircraft too. Peach is a low-cost carrier in Japan, by the way, for anybody that doesn't know. Here's our 1-400 lineup. Let's take a look. We have a folded winglets house. I'm going to do my best here. Brogonica livery, Boeing 777-900. This is going to be the folded winglets, like I said. Really cool model right here. I don't even think it has a registration, so new. But of course, you got the maroon Boeing house livery, which is very unique in the folded up wingtips. So if you don't know, Gemini Jets recently did a release here, so it's very cool to see now that JC Wings is getting after the house liveries. So looking fantastic there until we get some more airlines with this aircraft. We have a Zip Air flaps down Boeing 787-8 Dreamliner, Juliet Alpha 825 Juliet. Very cool to see this. Zip Air is another low-cost carrier in Japan. However, instead of flying short haul flights, they fly long haul flights to cities like Los Angeles. So also another really cool aircraft to see right here, and that one looks fantastic. So I think Phoenix did this one in the past, so we're expecting a normal configuration here from JC Wings now. So very cool to see, although I don't think they got the picture changed, but I know what they're trying to say here. So flaps up and flaps down available. Dang, those are some impressive looking clouds out there. Might get some rain here, but nevertheless, proceeding through, we have a SOFA NASA DARTA Boeing 747 SP November 145 Uniform Alpha. So this is the really cool NASA 747 SP Battleship Gray hybrid airplane. So very cool to see this coming out in 1-400. The JC Wing 747 SP mold leaves some elements to be desired. However, I still think that it has some good characteristics to it. So another really cool aircraft right here. It looks pretty good. So definitely a very cool airplane, and ultimately a really good use of a slot right here in this release, I think. Here's the China. I'm going to do my best here. Exogen something Airlines Illusion IL-86 Bravo 2018. Very unique situation there, but good looking aircraft here in the IL-86. It's a very unique jet here. Definitely looks like a nice livery, and it's probably a really good aircraft right there. So looking good, and I can't remember the last time they used that mold, so certainly interesting to see them debuting it here in this set here for JC Wings. We have a KLM XR ATR 42-300 Papa Hotel X-Ray Lima Delta. I think XL is their subsidiary brand, although I honestly have no idea, but very cool to see this. I honestly did not know KLM had ETR 42, so it's cool to see that they're getting some representation here with this mold, and that's definitely desirable for all European collectors. So certainly nice to get to see that right there. Very unique, especially for anybody trying to do a Stillwater regional airport in Europe. That's very cool. Here we have a KLM 737-800 SkyTeam livery to round out the release. That's a 900, excuse me, with blended winglets. Another good looking aircraft, and that should be a really good aircraft on offer for anybody looking for it. And that will do it for the JC Wings releases here. So really nice to get to see that there. That was a really good lineup of the confirmed. And I think next we'll have our future. Yes, and the Salmon 737 will also be making an appearance here. So let's get into this. Let me see if I can get even a little bit more. There we go. Okay, so here we go for the JC Wings future announcement. Starting in the 1-200 scale, we have the beloved Alaska Airlines Boeing 737-800 November 559 Alpha Sierra, excuse me, and the Salmon 30 Salmon livery. Goodness, sorry guys. Really great looking plane right here. So glad to see that they're doing a contributing to this. Of course, this aircraft recently got repainted to the newer scheme, which I think most people would agree that it's certainly not what this livery was, but I think that will be something that grows on all of us. It's certainly very interesting though to see them replace it. Not sure what the logic was there, but certainly very cool to see a contributing aircraft here getting done here in 1-200 and 1-400. So very cool to see this, and we'll also have a flaps down to complement it. So looking fantastic with both of those. Here's an Austrian Airlines Airbus A320neo. This is Oscar Echo Lima Zulu November. Good looking aircraft here as well. I think the A320 looks really good with that raccoon mask, so it's really cool to see that Austrian's getting after it here in the 1-200 scale. Okay, so looking fantastic with those 1-200s. And now for our 1-400s, we have Salmon 30 Salmon once again. Very cool to see this now. NG Models announced this too, so their version will be coming out. Gemini jets is done in the past without scimitar winglets, and I think those are all the 400 versions. So nice to see JC Wings getting in here on the hatch. Excuse me. No flaps down mode. So let's see what our next aircraft is. It will be an Indigo Cargo Airbus A321 P2F Victor Tango India Kilo X-rays. So certainly getting really going really fast here on the cargo A321. Qantas got theirs recently. I think there's a couple other carriers acquiring them now. Indigo, very interesting to see cargo here with the G capitalized. I'm not sure what that's about. I think this G is even bigger. Maybe they're trying to stick with the theme of Indigo with the big G here, but that's certainly very cool to see that. So very unique aircraft there, and that looks really cool. So it'll be interesting to see where those fly over there in the southern regions over there in India. So very cool to see that right there. Iceland Air Boeing 767-300 freighter. This will be a cargo Tango Foxtrot India Sierra Papa. Another really great looking aircraft. I still really like the magenta on this one, although I think the light blue also looks fantastic. Great looking plane here, and this will be a very popular one. And these are really starting to debut in various cargo sectors for Iceland Air. So certainly very cool to see this, and nice to see that they're getting all the iterations of it in here. And we have a flaps down Turkish Airbus A350-900. This is Tango Charlie Lima Golf Hotel. I feel like this one was done by either Aviation 400 or JC Wings and 1-200. So cool to see this, whether it's another 400 scale or the first of its kind. Very cool to see this with all the various stripes and whatnot. Good looking aircraft. It's the 400th aircraft. So looking good there. And that'll be another nice aircraft for the flaps down and the flaps up. Here's our Garuda Indonesia Airbus A330-300 Papa Kilo Golf Papa Sierra in the Canberra Angus livery, something like that. Certainly the most flavorful and colorful livery that Garuda Indonesia has to my knowledge. It looks really good. There's a bunch of moving pieces to that. So ultimately that looks super good. So nicely done there by Garuda. And that will do it for the future announcement. A pretty small one compared to what they normally do, but I think this was more to throw out Salmon 30 Salmon and kind of get some additional aircraft going in the release there. So another very good one. That looks fantastic. I think our next newsletters will be a couple NG ones. The Aero Classics we did. We did not do this one yet. Okay, so here we go for some more in-flights here. So let's go ahead and take a look at these in-flights and J-Fox along with some Aviation 200. So let's take a look at what we got here. Virgin Atlantic Boeing 747-200 29B Bravo variant to be more particular in the Morning Glory livery. This is Golf Victor Zulu. Those three Z's certainly can get a little bit tripping there, but good looking aircraft here. I love the 747-200, so it's certainly nice to get to see that this aircraft's getting done here. Lufthansa Boeing 727-100. This is a 30 variant. This is going to be Delta Alpha Bravo India Zulu. Very unique looking aircraft here, unless there was actually 727-30 variant, but I would think this is just a different version of the 100, but it looks extremely short. So kind of reminds me a little bit of Fokker 100, even shorter than that. So I don't really know the best comparison, but certainly an interesting aircraft right there. And it's nice to see that getting done here in a 1-200, excuse me. Sorry guys about the itch. Lufthansa Airbus A321-200. This is the Fahanza Minister Craft. I'm not even going to try that, but this is their soccer livery, and this is Delta Alpha India Zulu. Sierra Quebec. Zulu. Still thinking about the darn Z from the last one. That was very interesting, and then it came up again here. So another good looking aircraft. Nice to see that this is coming over to the current colors for Lufthansa, and ultimately a very good looking aircraft right there. Sorry guys, this it's just unbelievable. Okay, next up we have an Iberia Express Airbus A321 Neo. This is going to be Echo Charlie November India Alpha. So cool to see this. Now I can't remember if Gemini did this in 1-200 or not. They definitely did 1-400 a couple years ago. Oh man, I can't remember exactly when it was. I think it was like December 2020 maybe, but nevertheless very cool to see this in 1-200 if they did or didn't do it. So very cool. Singapore Boeing 787-10 9 Victor Sierra Charlie Sierra. I thought they did this one, but they may have did a -9 or something here in 1-200 last year. So certainly nice to see a -10 getting done here regardless. And here we have some new Aviation 1-200 models. Sorry, it's weird when they list it like this, but here's our Aviation 200 lineup. We have a China Airlines Boeing 747-400 freighter. This is Bravo 2426. Very cool to see this. This will be a nice offering for anybody looking for this aircraft. Certainly very unique in its own ways, but very cool to see this regardless. We have a Soprana Airlines Boeing 747-400 freighter. This is Bravo 2432. Another great looking aircraft right here. This should be a really good aircraft on offer, and excited to see how this one will turn out. And we have this version of it. This is going to be the Yangtze River Express Boeing 747-400 freighter, Bravo 2435. So just a couple numbers off there from the previous offering. This livery is certainly very, very unique. So cool to see it here on these two 747s. China Eastern Airbus A350-900. This is going to be the A350 delivered from China, Bravo 323 Hotel. Great looking aircraft right here. Looks really nice. Love the various elements. I think the gray engines also look really cool here. So that looks really good. Air China Star Alliance Airbus A330-243, Bravo 6091. Good looking aircraft right here. I love the livery. Looks really nice, especially here with the tilting gear. I think that's really cool. So certainly nice to see that one as well. This is a pretty extensive 1-200 set from Aviation 200. And we're not done here, as we have the China Eastern's Airbus A321-200. This is Bravo 366. Good looking aircraft here as well. That's a very distinctive livery here. I don't know if that's a retro livery or not, but nevertheless looks really cool with the red, yellow, and blue. Okay, I'll do my best here. This is a Chungkwin Airlines Airbus A320 Bravo 2345 this time. Certainly very unique. This is kind of like the Korean spin-off livery, whatever you want to call it. It's kind of a unique one for sure, but certainly cool to see this Chungkwin Airlines aircraft getting done here, so very nice. Air China Airbus A330-200. This is Bravo 6549. Great looking aircraft right here as well. Love the details. It looks like the picture may be a little bit squished. It looks like it was kind of resized a little bit, but no problems there. It still looks really good. All these have a stain, by the way, as you can clearly tell. China Eastern Airbus A330-200. This is Bravo 5942 in the 60th anniversary. Then we already have one of these. Okay, we had the Star Alliance. Maybe we might. Okay, I was getting confused with the Star Alliance. Okay, there's been a bunch of China Airlines aircraft. That's the last one though. Looks really great, and certainly glad to see that. So another really good set of aircraft right there. Certainly very niche based, but hey, they're doing their work, so we can't complain with that effort. And opposed to InFlight, which had a really good balance. There's the NG newsletters I was thinking of, and there's that one as well. Also, the Her Art Here aircraft got restocked, so definitely check those out as well. Okay, I think we have just enough time here before I need to leave to get the bulk of these completed. So let's go ahead and take a look at this Phoenix release. I was considering making its own video on this, but maybe we'll do it next month. Oh, sorry about the microphone. Did not mean to touch it. It's right here, the beam. You can see the arm right here. It goes right through here, so it's easy to touch. So I apologize about that. Come on. You guys see what I'm trying to do here. There we go. Okay, so here we go with the Phoenix releases. So let's take a look at these here. 1-400. Cubana Tupolev Tu-154B2, Charlie Uniform Tango 1256. Good looking aircraft right here. Nice to see all these Tupolevs done as of late, so certainly cool to see Phoenix getting in on the action here with the Cubana. Japan Airlines Airbus A350-1000. This is going to be Julia Alpha 01WJ. I'm not sure if that's a test registration or what that is, but very cool to see this aircraft getting done right here. It's really awesome to see. Oh, sorry, the microphone got kind of twisted there. It's very cool to see the Japan A350-1000 making its run here, so very excited to see how that will turn out. ITA Airbus A350-900 in the Manzana 100 livery. This is going to be Echo India, India Foxtrot, Foxtrot. Great looking aircraft. We have a little decal here on the front. It's the main difference. So certainly nice to see that in that very interesting mold in the Phoenix 350 for sure. Qantas Boeing 747-200. This is Victor Hotel Echo Charlie Charlie. Very cool to see all these Qantas 747s getting done as of late. JC Wings, I think, did that really cool 747-400 livery that the name slipped my mind right now. NG's done plenty of 747 SPs. Now Phoenix is doing the 747-200. So really covering the full scope there for all Qantas 747 collectors. I hope this has been exciting for them. Lufthansa Airbus A380, this Delta Alpha India Mike Alpha old livery. I'm almost positive they did one of these last summer, so it's probably an additional release. So if not them, JC Wings or Phoenix did when the E380 war was happening. So very cool to see this done no matter what though. Can't have enough E380s, that's for sure. And here's the darker thank you A380, same tail number. The only difference is we have a decal here now. So very cool to see this version as well. kind of copying NG with the very small changes, but that's all good. How about this? Lufthansa Boeing 747-8I Intercontinental Old Livery Delta Alpha Bravo Yankee uniform. Really cool to see this. So the 747-8 I believe is really rare, both the old and the current liveries. So really cool to see that Phoenix is jumping on top and getting another one done here. And this is definitely model of interest because I do not have a 747-8, which is crazy to think about. So I don't know which aircraft. I really like that Korean Airlines one too, since it flies into Atlanta all the time, but maybe this is the one to get. I saw that retro livery in Miami, the Dash 8 for Lufthansa. That one was super cool as well. So definitely some future consideration there, but I would really, dang, those clouds are impressive. But I definitely really hope to get a Dash 8 of sorts here in the near future for the 747. And a 747-200 too. They're really around the classical realms there. Here we have the Silkway Airlines Boeing 747-8 freighter. Well, I guess I have a freighter version. I don't have a passenger, so fair enough. But nevertheless, Victor Quebec Delta Victor Delta Bravo. Great looking plane here as well with the gray and blue mesh. I like the red and gray lines to go along with it below the Silkway titles. Good looking aircraft. The SVV also is pretty unique here on the tail. Also have some sort of decal here too. So another good release here from Phoenix. Air China Boeing 747-8 Intercontinental Bravo 2487. Good looking aircraft here as well. I love the livery that this one provides. Excuse me, goodness. Good aircraft here. And it's nice to see the various carriers of the 747-8 getting represented in this Phoenix release. Fear none though, as we have another version here of 2481 here. So another version. So nice to see two of them getting done here. And here's that Turkish Airbus A350-900 Tango Charlie Lima Golf Hotel in the 400 sticker livery. So I think it was JC Wings that did and won the 200 previously. Now we have both JC Wings and Phoenix doing it here and won the 400. So take your pick on which mold you want. There's various ways to go about that. But the good news is most companies have a good 350 mold, so you can't really go wrong anywhere there. Thai Boeing 777-200ER. This is Hotel Sierra Tango Juliet Tango. So a nice branch out here over to Thailand. I think this is another good looking aircraft here. I'm not sure how many of these have got done. So it's cool to see this one getting done here in 1-200 or 1-400, excuse me. So used to all those 1-200 releases. It's saturating my viewpoint here, but nevertheless, here's another registration, Tango Juliet Whiskey. So great opportunity here, 1-400 if you're looking for a Thai aircraft. Nice, simple, proportional looking plane. I like it. Although I think that 300 is a little bit more iconic for them. But anyways, here's another Canadian Airlines aircraft, Boeing 767-300ER. Charlie Foxtrot, Charlie Alpha Bravo. So nice to see a 1-400 coming in here for Canadian. Good looking aircraft here. I'm sure this will be a popular one among retro Canadian collectors. So certainly exciting to see that, and a very nice distinctive livery there for Canadian. HK Express Airbus A321 Neo Bravo Kilo Alpha. Good looking aircraft here. I believe JC Wings also announced this one a couple of releases ago. So it's certainly nice to see that Phoenix is getting after this one as well. Their livery is really unique just because of that blue shark. If it wasn't for that, it would be pretty comparable to others. But I think that this blue and just this little tiny bit on the tail really makes that very unique. So very cool. I like the effort. Good way to save money, but also not go too far into the realms of no variety. SF Airlines Boeing 767-300ER, but I think this is a freighter. Bravo 222 Delta. Cool to see this one as well. Their livery is also very distinctive, especially for a cargo carrier with the gray, black, and red. So certainly looks really cool, and that's a good looking aircraft. Credit to the respective photographer as well. Okay, and that will do it for the Phoenix release. So certainly a very diverse one, plenty of 747-8s. So really cool to see all these various ones. It's a very good looking release here and something for everybody. I think that was a really good distinctive release. So love that effort there, very nice. Okay, the NGs have been covered. The Gemini has been covered. And lastly, we have some new in-flights. So the last release here of this release reaction, we got them all in. So this will do it here for a while, and then we'll swing back around to some more. I know we've done several recently, GJ, AC, NG, and now this massive one. So we'll take a little bit of an intermission here. I might substitute something in for next week to give us some variety. And I have plenty of ideas. I got channel updates and all kinds of content ahead. So glad to get caught up on these. So it's always nice. So here we go for our final release of the video, and the final one here for a little bit till we get some more in. So So here we go with our 1 to 200 releases for in-flight. Let's take a look. Starting here on that bang with the American Airlines McDonnell DC-1030 polished November 137 Alpha. Great looking plane right here. Certainly very exciting to see this done here on 1 to 200 scale. I think this is a really great aircraft, and you know, despite its real life flaws, it certainly is a really impressive looking plane, especially with that third engine there on the tail. And you know, DC-10 certainly served a very unique purpose here in aviation history, and I'm glad they were able to get it slightly fixed and kind of had a good run there towards the end. So, but nevertheless, here it is right here. So very nice. That'll be a very popular aircraft among collectors. United Sawbass Boeing 747-400 November 186 Uniform Alpha. Very nice here. So this will be another really popular offering. Somebody else did a Sawbass 747 recently. I'm forgetting who it was and when it was and what scale it was, but it's certainly very exciting to see this Sawbass aircraft getting done here. So good looking aircraft right there, and that'll be another really good offering. Okay, we have a brand new International Boeing 727-200 November 8857 Echo Withstand. This is the really unique livery here. I'm thinking this is kind of a tannish mustard type livery. I'm not sure what the proper name is for it. Very cool to see this though, as not many brand new aircraft are getting done nowadays, so any of them are really cool. Somebody did a blue 727 I think a couple weeks ago or something, but certainly nice to see another one getting done here, as the retro collectors will be very happy to see more brand new offerings. PSA Boeing 727-100. This is going to be November 976 Papa Sierra, so they're really throwing it back here. That smile never fails. The PSA livery was very distinctive and really cool to see American getting ready to paint the retro from a 320 or 319 now to a 321. So another very unique offering right there. Okay, here we have a Vesta Venezuela. I think that's, I hope I got that right. Convair 880 Mike Yankee Victor Charlie Victor India Bravo. What a tail number. I've never seen that. I've seen Cope with the really long ones, but with two hyphens. They're very interesting. Good looking plane though. That'll be a very unique one, and hopefully that one will come out very good. So very glad to see that with the blue cheat line too. It looks really cool. And the black nose cone and the orange tail. Really distinctive, cool plane. Olympic Boeing 707-384 Bravo Sierra X-Ray Delta Bravo Foxtrot. Another very unique aircraft here. It looks really good with the tail. You got the engines, you got the blue cheat line. Ultimately a really good livery, and I think that one will turn out really good. So very nice. Transamerica Boeing 747-200. This is November 742 Tango Victor. Good looking aircraft here as well. Love the green, the blue, the dark green on the top of the tail. Just small details like that make these liveries very unique. So certainly very cool to see here with the 747-200. Philippine Airlines Airbus A340-200. This is Foxtrot Oscar Hotel Papa Golf. Great looking airplane here as well. Looks really good with the various elements. I think this one turned out really well. So certainly glad to see this aircraft too. Sabiana, something like that. Airbus A319-112 Oscar Sierra Alpha. Very cool tail number there. Cool to see this aircraft as well. That'll be another very hot seller. Certainly glad to see that. Sharklet House livery Airbus A320-200. This is going to be Foxtrot Whiskey Bravo Alpha. Another really cool aircraft, very unique there with the banner here on the bottom, but outside that, a pretty standard house livery, so very cool to see that. I don't know why it says Sharklets because it has fin steps, but certainly interesting right there. So maybe they got the pictures wrong or something. Nope, that's the end of the release. What a mysterious ending, but nevertheless, a really good release. This is a prime example of great variety, and ultimately InFlight doing a really good job in this video and a great job on this particular release. So that will do for today's video, everybody. I really hope you guys enjoyed this one. A bunch of fun elements here, and I really enjoyed making it for you guys. So yeah, we're fully caught up on releases, which is very exciting to say. So I'll try my best to stay caught up, but during college and with so much work and everything, it's kind of challenging. So very excited for the next releases. So we'll be doing those soon, but a bunch of content to come. I really hope you guys are excited for it, but nevertheless, that'll do it for today's video, everybody. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe, trust the process. Do what you love and love what you do. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon as Redriveraviation is signing off.